So today we are beginning All Events Are Neutral Part 2. So just remember that, and that is what he is trying to say in today's reading. Vanity of vanities, everything is vanity. That means everything is just show. Everything is neutral. And everything has the value that you give to it. Of itself, it is neutral. It is neither valuable nor it is just is. And if you can see the beauty of all of creation, that it just is, and allow it to be just as it is without resisting it, maybe you will learn some wisdom. So everything is neutral. Except your mind gives it a value. And remember that once your mind gives anything a value, it is setting itself for frustration, it is setting itself for anger, disappointment, it is setting itself for embarrassment, it is setting itself for fear, it is setting itself up for. So from where does fear come? Fear comes from the value you give something. So let us see. So here you have a person. This person now got eyes also. And more. This person places no value, for example, no value in time. No value for time. I can sit down the whole day, I can go in the sun and go for a walk, etc., etc., etc. But sets a lot of value for watching TV. Very valuable, very important in the life of this person. So, if it has made watching TV very valuable, how will this person be disappointed?
If the TV doesn't work.
The cable goes out.
Cable goes off, TV doesn't work, the same program is coming every day. What are so many other, and so he is setting himself, and also he loves it so much that he spends his life in fear, hoping the cable doesn't go off. Because that's the value he has given. You know, I have to watch TV. Without watching TV. So, the more value you give something, the more fear, the more you're afraid of losing it. So you can work backwards also. What is it that you're afraid of losing? You're afraid of losing your husband, your wife, you're afraid of losing your dog, you're afraid of losing your milkshake, you're afraid of losing your hair and becoming bald, you're afraid of losing your clothes, you're afraid of... So what are you afraid of losing? Then at once you know that I'm afraid of losing my hair because, oh, I have given so much value. Everything you give value fills you with fear. So you want to be free? Give no value to anything. And that is what is saying. There is nothing new under the sun. Vanity of vanities, and everything is vanity. Another thing that we have to see when we are giving value to something, this value today again I had a funeral. So I spoke about value. Here this person died at the age of 90. What do you think was very valuable to this person? like all of us, life was very valuable. And so what was the fear this person had, that I will die? So do we all share in that fear? Yeah, we are all afraid of death, because life, we are given so much value to life. And so we are very much afraid of death. We are afraid of losing life. So if anybody threatens our life, we are angry. We murder others in order to save our lives. We do all kinds of nonsense because we have given so much value to our life. But this life, as the book of Kohelet tells us, this life which is there in the body is not permanent. The sun rises, it goes down, and then it rises again. The wind goes forward and comes back again, and then it rushes back again. So it goes on. So anything, even your body, even your life, even though if it is not permanent, don't give it any value. So Saint Ignatius of Loyola, when he converted from being a soldier, he became a saint. The point of his conversion was, what does it profit a man to gain his life and to lose his soul? That's the question we must ask. What is it I am eager in preventing? I'm eager in preventing that which is finally going to die. So how long am I going to prevent my own death? When it comes, it comes. But I have something that is much more valuable, and I'm going to take care of this, and this will tag along without giving all my attention. What's the use of giving attention to something that is going to get over one day? That the book of wisdom is beautiful for that. So, I will give you an exercise. You can do it at home to practice this. Okay? So, see for yourself what value you have given to certain things. So, here you have husband and wife, both using the same bathroom or the same mirror there to brush their teeth. This guy uses Colgate, this lady uses Pepsodent. Try to change and see how you feel. Okay, I'm not going to use Colgate from today, I'm going to use Pepsodent. But if you give, no, Colgate, and one fine day his Pepsodent gets over, her Pepsodent goes over, she goes and presses that, somebody used my Colgate, let's have a fight over that. Can you see that? So, find out that. Find out this small things. So here you go, this one likes to sleep on the left side of the bed, he wants to sleep on the right side. Value. How much value are you giving to sleep in the same place 24/7 or let me say 45, 50 years, and you tell your husband, that is not for you. So okay, you're setting yourself for fear, anger, frustration, embarrassment and all. And then what he does, in order to make you more angry, he purposely goes there and starts snoring. So, I've never been in this marital encounter, so I'm just trying to guess how it is. So, can you see this? So, what is it that you value? Try just small things, If you're always drinking from a mug, now try to drink from a cup. I'm not saying change forever, but ask yourself, How much value do I give to drink from a mug? What's the big thing? Today I will drink from a cup that has got no handle. Okay, it will be inconvenient, but I'm going to do that because I want to train myself to accept change and to accept and to give no value to things that are in themselves valueless. In themselves, that cup which has got a handle and the cup which has got no handle are valueless, but you want to have. So you're setting yourself up for a fight, for disaster, for anger, and all the other things that come with that. So you want to do that? So the Book of Wisdom said, come on, leave everything and move out. So all the definitions you have given to things and you said, this is valuable, this is good, this is fantastic, this is awesome. Try to take that out. Try to take that out and look at it as something which is not permanent. And something, there is other things which are permanent that require your total attention. By giving attention to the things that are not permanent, the things that are not everlasting, the things that are not eternal, you are depriving your awareness of the good, the holy and the beautiful by being attracted to the garbage that is going on. How long will you live with a garbage truck rather than move out? The message here is very simple. With each decision that you make, that this is of value, this is not of value, you are creating an experience for yourself. You're creating an experience. The experience, this is valuable, that is not valuable. And you run your life according to the experiences that you have provided for yourself. So, what do you want to create? What do you want to create? You want to create giving value to things, relationships, events that give you peace, love, joy, happiness and hope. By giving value to the right things, things that are eternal, things that do not end, things that you can always have with you, things in which you're not afraid of losing. All the things that you're not afraid of losing, my dear friends, give you these things. All the things that you're afraid of losing gives you the other thing: fear, anger, frustration, embarrassment, and lack of joy. So the choice is you. You can either create that or you can create embarrassment, fear, anger, frustration, trauma, abuse. All these things come here for a decision of the value that you give. So the greatest of all creations that you wish to create, let us begin. Instead of creating this and living by the creation, because you are the creator, you will live with your creation, nobody else. Remember the previous lesson, you throw that rock into that, you create something and it comes back to you as reality. You can decide to create this. You can decide to be a creator of peace. And peace, as the world cannot give. This is the world. The world said this is our value, this is our value, this is our value. And now the famous thing that is going on in the world is climate control, climate control, climate control. It is a value, it is a value, it is a value. Yesterday I read somewhere that because of the immense teaching in the schools that is going on of climate change and that the world is going to end, small children, 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, are traumatized. When I'm 10 years old, the world is going to end. Mommy, what to do? They are going for psychological treatment in order to get rid of the trauma that the teachers are giving to them. Somebody told me as I was sitting on the bench. Who told me? Who told me? I don't know who told me, but they are sitting on the bench. So, you know that there's one teacher of the CCD. She's got 2 kids, twins, and a bigger boy. He's maybe 6 or 7, and 2 other boys who are twins. They were on their way to the library. See, this innocent child, I feel so bad. Values. So he and his mother walking, and since he's small, his eye came on a green, what is that? Centipede,
I'm sorry, green what, worm?
Yeah, green worm. You know, and he bent it up, and his mother also sat down, and they picked it up and put it back. And he asked the mother, what is this called? Saying this is called earthworm, not some name. It's like a caterpillar. Yeah, that's a caterpillar, and it loves to be with the flowers. It loves to be like that. So he lifted it up gently and put it near a flower. Then he told his mother, I'm going to find a book on caterpillars. Small children's book. So he went to the teacher, he went to the librarian and said, have you got any book on, I want a book on caterpillars. Yeah, very good, you're a very good boy. But remember that, because within a few years, there'll be no caterpillars left on this earth. The boy cried the whole day. Caterpillars are going out of this and that, and you're taking interest in them. I hope you'll do so, because very soon there'll be no caterpillars around this place. She shook him up. She shook him up, and I think his mom only told me he was crying. And children are getting traumatized because of the climate control mania that is going around the world. Whew. I could never imagine telling a child, 6 years old or 5 years old, this is the last caterpillar you're going to see. Yeah, what fun she got from saying that.
Yeah.
So that's the value she gave. She gave value to a caterpillar and not value to the child's soul. So what are you valuing? So, you must begin to experience the value that you are creating. If you don't experience the value, it's not reaching anywhere. A value is an experience, and an experience comes and lives in you. The experience lives in you, and so it makes your life and makes you who you are. So you cannot be a compassionate person if you do not have the experience of compassion and of living it in your life. You cannot have you cannot say I know God without having an experience of God. You cannot say I know love without having an experience of unconditional love. And that is why many people have come to me and say, all the other priests said at the beginning of the Mass, let us call to mind our sins, and you say something else. I said, yeah, I said, that's... So you know what I say, many of you who come for my Mass may know that. I said, okay, as we're going to celebrate this Eucharist, let us stand before God and experience His presence. Why the hell should I call to mind my sins? I know I have them. But I'm come here to experience the presence of God. And even if we get it in a moment, it's enough. With that we begin the Mass. So there is, we have to ask for an experience of compassion and experience and experience and experience. This creates the world and this creates us. I'm created by the experience that I have, and if I have more and more experiences of love, of gratitude, of compassion, then I become that. It's not nothing in the air. There is no magic bullet that will say, okay, now you're going to become the compassionate one, or you go to sleep and they give you some charge and there you get up as the Christ. No, you have to train yourself by giving value for that which is valuable and throwing out value from that which has no value at all. But you begin by looking at everything as neutral. So far, any questions? I'm going to the next part. If you in your life, you're not experiencing love, you're not experiencing peace. Why? Why in your life you're not experiencing peace, you're not experiencing love, you're not experiencing gratitude, whatever it is, all those good things? Simply because, simply because you have given value to something else. So if you have no peace in your life, ask yourself this question: to what have I given value? Because I'm experiencing anything that for what I've given value, that is what I experience. So if I'm not experiencing unconditional love right now in my life, what is it I have accepted as more valuable than unconditional love? If I don't experience the presence of God from the bottom of my feet to the top of my hair, I have given value to something else. So this can be a good, in our Catholic faith we call it an examination of conscience. I don't have peace, Father. Okay. They come to me sometimes, Father, I don't have peace, I don't know what to do. So I asked them, so what is the cause you think? And the cause is always there, this guy, that woman, this boss, this wife, this husband, this child, this event, the thing goes there. So I said, can that be remedied? I don't think. I lived for 25 years, nothing has changed. So for the rest of your life, what are you going to do? I don't know, that's why I came to you. So the next question is, what is the greatest value in your life? Is it, and this is a basic question I ask, what is the greatest value in your life? To be right or to be happy? And if your greatest value is to be right, you'll always be unhappy. Always. If your greatest value is to know, is to be in the right, you'll never experience love. If your greatest value is to be in the right, remember that you're always in the wrong. So let me also say this. You have not come into this world to be right. Just forget that. That's such a painful thing. You have not come into this world to be in the right. You have come into this world. And this is the lesson I learned in my first year of religious education. Why did God make you? To know Him, to love Him, and to be happy with Him forever. He made me to be happy, so why the heck am I unhappy? He made me. It is the will of God that I be happy, but you know why? It is my will to be right. And to say it, and so the ego is very, most of the wars in this world are fought between two people who are right. Two people are in the right, so they fight. So who will be more right than the other? So you want to be happy, or you want to be in the right? So what is your value here? If your value is to be in the right, you're in for frustration and all those things. If your value is to be happy, then you carry a hang. Okay, somebody comes and says, you know, I think you made a mistake. Thank you, but I'm happy. It makes no difference in our lives at all. Why? So how much value do we give to not be in the wrong? How much value do we give? How much argument goes on in every household, in every brotherhood, in everything? Argue, argue, argue. The argument finally ends with two people going in two different directions. No reconciliation. Argument does not solve anything. Rather, one person does not fight not because of she is weak or he is weak, but because a decision has to be made. I want to be happy. And if my silence is going to bring me happiness, so be it. My silence can bring him or her happiness, so be it. So what do you want? You want to be happy, or you want to be right? So this person who wants to be in the right lives in a world which can never be looked at as neutral. Everything is black, white, wet or dry, high or low. There is no neutrality for this person. So there's always the person who wants to be in the right now plays other games by which she or he sabotages herself, takes a knife and pokes herself over and over again. I want to be right, I want to be right, I want to be right. So, this person is very good in judging others as wrong. I know. Boom. Poking herself, killing herself by every time she looks at another person and says, she is ruining, or she or he is ruining his or her happiness by going into this and say, I am right. Because in order to say that you are right, you have to say that the other person is wrong. And once you say the other person is wrong, then you are judging, you are condemning, you are isolating yourself, you are taking on a superior mode. I am superior to that person because I am right. So we remain in the right. Such a sad thing. People go to the age of 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 with the saying like, and they love to sing that song which I hate very much. I did it my way. Why? Because I'm in the right, okay? I'm in the right. You guys are all in the wrong, so I'll do it my way. And that's the song so many couples sings to each other. The wife sings to the husband, I'll do it my way. And he says to her, I did it my way. Okay. So you can see the misery there. But in the meantime, let's tolerate each other like two bricks on the wall. We'll live with each other. So, and they live with each other. This person, therefore, who wants to be in the right, has all these things in her weaponry. Like you carry all these bullets. All these bullets are always there with this person to shoot anyone and say, you know, I'm right. I'll do this to you. Can this person, therefore, ever bring peace to anyone, ever bring joy to anyone? This person is living in this. This person can never laugh nicely from the bottom of her heart. This person can never have an amount of innocence within them. This person will never share. This person will always be on the lookout to who is there to get her. What declaration, therefore, are you making to yourself and to God and to the world with every breath that you take? I'm in the right, or am I happy? Am I in the right, or am I in the happy? Am I in the right? I think I asked some college students when they're going to college, okay, they come, Father, give me blessing, I'm going to college, okay. Then I asked them a question, so for my blessing you have to pay me. Yes, tell me, you're going to college for what? Okay, to study and to have a good career. Good, I said. So, have you decided to have a career that will keep you happy, or a career that will keep you successful? 99% say successful. Nobody wants to be happy. And so how can we say, therefore, we say, what is this generation going to? Because they have decided a long time back, success is more important than personal happiness. And for me, our life is so short. You know, every day goes so fast. And if we spend that day going like hard-nosed monkeys after success. I'm getting 10,000 a month. I'm getting 100,000. I'm getting this. I'm successful. Rather than be a poor one, or just enjoy life, every minute of it. And you know, those people who enjoy life and are happy are the richest person in the universe. Richest person in the universe. Not that I'm saying you do not need money, you need all that, but your happiness itself takes away so much of doctor's bills. Most of our people who are successful are highly stressed, and half the money goes to the hospitals and to the doctors. So why are they're living in stress the most of the time? Because they're chasing after success and paying the price to that guy, instead of keeping the money happily within themselves and smiling at the world and say, I'm happy, yeah. What are you doing? Okay, I get around 50 bucks a day. Okay. No big deal. But the happiness is priceless. So let us teach our children and our grandchildren that success is not a motivation through life. What is the motivation is your personal, God made you to be happy. The next catechism class, you tell those kids, why did God make you? And find out the answers. And then tell them, God, I wish I had learned this lesson a long time back. I know that God made me to be happy. And every time I'm unhappy, I'm going against the will of God. It's not the will of God that you be unhappy. Okay. You can make a choice to experience joy, peace, and happiness every moment. exercises I used to do for a long time is to repeat within myself nicely over and over again, walking on the road, I am life, I am love, I am joy, I am peace. I am life, I am love, I am joy, I am peace. I am not saying I have it, I say I am. I am life, I am love, I am joy, and I am peace. I am life, I am love, I am joy, and I am peace. So once we begin, you begin to take this joy, peace, love, and make it a part of your personality. So you're not saying I'm searching for it. Now what happens when you do that? So here's your eye. This is your eye. Your eye, instead of searching for love, joy, peace and happiness outside, so I don't have to search love, joy, peace and happiness outside. You know why? Because I am love. I am peace. I am joy. I am happiness. So you can never give it to me. Forget about it. And so you take that to the world, because the world can never give it to you. That's a false, illusory promise. And just why Jesus said, I give you peace, peace that the world cannot give. The world is not sent here to give you peace. You are sent to give peace to the world, and then the world returns the peace back to you. So, irrespective of what shows up, so in your life, in front of your eyes, you'll have an irritating woman. In front of your eyes, you'll have a feral child. In front of your eyes, you will have a chronic pain. In front of your eyes, you'll have all the experiences. So these things do not determine who you have decided to be. I am life, I am love, I am peace, I am joy. So these four things are now given to the world. Don't expect the world. The world will rattle you crazy and try to get you out from who you are. And so, but you show to the world whatever you are. And that is why they say Jesus went to the villages and he cast out demons. So there were many demonic people in his time. He went there and because he did not look at them as demons, he offered his love, joy and peace, and they disappeared. We are here, remember this over and over again, the big spiritual principle. The world cannot make you happy. It can make you for some time. Then it's over. What's the use? It goes round and round and round. The world was not created to make you happy. You were created to be what God created you to be. So, this is what is very important in your life. Stop acting therefore. The person who looks here and is devoured by what is going on here, is devoured by the dogs of the world, is devoured by the angry people, is devoured by the abusive people. This person can never have peace because it thinks peace is here. And what does it think? By correcting this, by fixing this, I will have peace. Forget about that. By fixing this, I will have peace. Impossible. Impossible. You know why it is impossible? Because you already have peace, but you have said, no, I have no peace, I must get it from there. That's again the illusion of the ego. I have no peace. So I will show you where to get it. So where I must get peace. Yeah. Can you see that attractive girl? Yeah. Try to make her smile, and you will have love. Okay. Then you smile. No, she say, I have 3 boyfriends already. I don't want one more. So this is where we are. So nothing from outside. You are there, therefore. Stop reacting like a victim. Stop reacting like a victim. So how did we take your category class? We just came and sat down. We were not the victim of the children. The children also behaved. We told them, now you go out, now you do this, now you do that, now you do that. And everything was calm and quiet and well ordered and structured. So we therefore take us to the world and we imprint the world with who we are, not the other way around. So every time you get into an event, you get into a relationship, you get into a happening. Now, you look at that event, that experience, and tell yourself, I'm having an experience. So first question is, you don't get identified with the experience, you jump out of it. I'm having an experience. And remain with that word, I'm having an experience. And every experience comes to me from the hands of God. And if that is true, it means that in the eyes of God, I'm an awesomely great person. He has sent me this experience. I do not decide whether this experience is right or wrong, good or bad. What I can always decide is it comes from my Father, this experience. And so I accept it. I allow it to take place in my life. All experiences come from my Father. Therefore, I will look with love. I will look with life. I will look with peace. And I will look with joy upon this experience. What has happened? Whatever that experience is, I have transformed it with myself. That experience may have been what should I say? Like a mad bull coming into, but then I say, I'm life, I'm love, I'm peace, I'm joy. So let this experience come and it will go. Everything comes and goes and comes and goes. But it is for me to look at this experience as loving, and I create love in this moment. So these are called miraculous things. I will look lovingly. But as I'm going to see, okay, I have written this kind of a prayer there, which you can, I will send it in your email this evening. So let me go back to that lesson that we had about throwing pebbles into the pools of our consciousness. So here you have your consciousness. You have thrown a pebble and it goes to the end, the ripple, and then it comes back to you. So for example, you have thrown a pebble where you say, I am not worthy. And it goes out, and then an event is coming towards you to prove that you're right. You're not worthy. So somebody comes in order to crush you down and put you down and make you feel worthless. and you see it coming. Now what are you going to do? That event is coming. What are you going to do?
I'm going to focus on being love and light.
Life
and
peace and joy. That's it. Now, what happens when you do that? The sting that is supposed to come with this gets dull. So you're looking at this victimization. You're not looking at it, oh my gosh, from a point of view of victim. You're looking at it, okay, I can face this because I brought it upon myself, and so I face it with love, with life, with joy, and with compassion, and I look at it as coming. And therefore, the theory that every action has an equal and opposite reaction is thrown out of the window. Because you can change the reaction even at the last moment. At the last moment, that thing is coming to making you feel unworthy. You can decide 5 seconds before that, I'm life, I'm love, I'm joy, I'm peace. That is who I am. Come. And then you bless that with yourself. And that becomes a blessing to the world. So you change all the hatred and the anger and everything that is coming to you because of what the ripples that you threw. You can change the ripples and the effects of the ripples. There is no such thing as Christ never preached karma. We got karma from Hinduism. There is no such thing as karma. We are the children of God. There is no such thing as karma. It's a beautiful thing, but it doesn't, because karma says, oh my gosh, I did this. You know what? In my country, from where I come from, the Hindus have a belief in karma. So, if a rich man is going on the road and he sees a poor beggar there, he will not help him. Why? Because he doesn't want to come in the way of karma. So he thinks something wrong, he is suffering for it, I'm not going to interfere with that. So he allows the damn karma to put him into, to kill him. And he is quite happy. Because he says, it is my karma that I did something right in the previous birth, and so God is repaying me now in this birth with all good and beautiful things. How can I disgrace him and give it to one who is not worthy to receive God's grace? I am not going to put it that. And that is why only the Christianity has so much of love, so much of charity, and so much of food pantries and leper asylums and all those things, caring for the poor and food, etc. Only we have. So the doctrine of karma does not exist in Christianity. The doctrine of karma also stands with, in this way, every action has a reaction. Need not. So that's in another, it's on the physical realm, but not in the spiritual realm. Another way to look at it is, you know, last Sunday, you were there for the Mass, How did I begin the Mass?
With hymns.
Hmm?
With hymns.
Before the hymn. Before the hymn. I asked, huh?
You asked, who are you?
Yeah. I asked the kids, okay, now you all come here. And we had given them nameplates here, so everybody's name was there. So I will ask you, who are you? And I said, don't tell me what's written there. I don't want to know that. I want to know the truth. And you know what's the truth? You are the child of God. So I said, I'm going to ask you, and all of you together, loud and strong, say that. Who are you? I'm the child of God. Who are you? I'm the child of God. Who are you? I'm the child of God. Who are you? I made them say that 10 times. If you believe that you're the image can you accept the status of a victim? It's either this or this. If you are a victim, you are not believing that you are the image of God. If you are believing that you are the image of God, you cannot put on the victim's costume. So what have you got now? The victim's costume or the child of God costume? It depends on us. So God will not remove the costume that you have put. He respects you and He says, you are happy wearing the victim costume, so be it. So be it. Since all things remain neutral, we are all in the image of God, all, and nobody is a victim. So, the activist who's shouting for climate change is the same image of God that the others who are polluting the universe are. Both are equally the image of God. If we could teach all the children, everybody, lifts up caterpillar from the ground, and then we tell them, it's a beautiful caterpillar. You know why it came? Because somebody planted the grass. So you must go home and plant more grass. Wow, the child will say, yeah, I can plant more grass. Rather than tell the child, there'll be no caterpillars within 5 years. So here we are. We can either make victims and create victims of our children, grandchildren, and of ourselves. So that lady who was making the child a victim was herself a huge victim of this climate change people. And so many people are in the victim mode, and being in a victim mode, there is always anger. Being in a victim mode, there is a sense of something unjust is happening to me. Being in a victim mode says, I have to change that, I have to fix that, I have to, and I have to get everyone into my corner so that we can fix that nonsense. And how do we fix that nonsense? By fixing the people who are creating that nonsense. Hatred. Hatred for the people who are polluting, hatred for the people who have got huge cars that go at a rate of 2 miles a gallon. And so we are not here to, but the only remedy to everything is more love, more love, more love. Not an artificial love, but a love that you yourself have, by transforming your life from inside. Then that is the real change that will come into the world. Any questions? Then I close.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father.
So we'll do the next lesson.